Edge of Darkness. This is your review for 2. Good day, my name is Joe. Today we'll be going over Edge of Darkness and how it plays with 2 players. Now Edge of Darkness is a 1 to 4 player card crafting game where you'll be playing over the course of 8 rounds, defeating monsters, crafting your hand, getting influence, getting goodwill from the card row, getting money, and getting these reputation points. And by the end of the game, whoever has the most victory points, which is kind of a culmination of all that, wins the game. So let's see a little bit more how to play. So in Edge of Darkness, you are essentially playing a deck building game. You're going to set up your side decks, the things you can buy, the things you're going to produce throughout the game. And there's a lot that come in this game. I believe there are about 30 to 40 different tiles that are going to be played. So you'll be able to mix and match all those. So you're going to place your 10 on the side of the boards with their corresponding kind of card slips. And you're going to start the game with four card slips. You're going to, in a 2-player game, you're going to be sleeving 3 of these. And what that means is it may start off with just one of the 3 sections filled with just a lowly kind of action you can do. But then throughout the game, at the beginning, you'll kind of slip a card, so there'll be a top and a bottom action. Now there's cards that are going to be yours that you kind of control for the game and the opponent's. And there's also going to be some neutral cards. So that's kind of the prologue. You kind of load up a few of the cards. You're going to load up a few of the neutral cards and you're ready to play. Next, you're going to go on to the assembly phase where you are going to get any cards from your guild hall and then draft any cards from the row you want. Once you do that, you're going to put these threat cubes on top of the cards to kind of let you know you're going to have to drop these before you play, and I'll get into that in a second. Then you're going to get new threat cubes from the new card you drafted, and then the next player is going to go. So you're going to go up to your hand, which is a size of 3, unless one of these other cards said so. And then once everybody has drafted their cards and the cards refresh on the row, then you're going to come into the actual action phase itself, where you're going to play these cards. But the first thing you're going to do is drop these cubes over here, which may trigger some monsters fighting you and some monster battles. So you really want to keep track of who's going to attack. And that's a kind of a luck factor when it comes to this card tower. But then you're going to play your cards. You're going to determine which are the actions, what's the order I want to do things in. And you get to pick one of the 10 cards as well to sleeve in and also do that action. So you're building out your cards. Now, if you don't have any cards in your hand, you may have to pay the opponent money if you want to use parts of their card, or you can use some of the neutral cards and maybe even influence them and get them to your side. So there's these blank kind of card slips with your color on it, which you'll be able to influence the neutral cards. And you'll be going back and forth, and it really is playing your cards to get more money, more influence, to fight monsters, to get you reputation, and hopefully be able to defend against the monster attacks. And you'll be repeating that through all 8 turns, and whoever has the most victory points wins the game. So let's see a little bit more what I thought about the game. So the components in this game, kind of neat. I really like the card crafting system. Super high quality components themselves. We did get the deluxe edition in a trade, and I do like having these miniatures around, but I think the standard one comes with discs. This big thing, this tower is a little bit unnecessary, but it is kind of nice. So the components in this game really nice. What is not nice about this game are the rules. The rules to this game are, in my opinion, this is one of the worst rule books I've read in a long time. Even worse than the Robinson Crusoe first edition rule book. But once we got the flow, we understood it. But the problem is the rule book, is not very long, but you miss a lot of little things in there. So the rule book, not the best. The references are fine because the iconography is very easy in this game. Talk about setup and table size. Setup is going to kind of, it won't take you too long to set up just a lot of the cards out. Just remember at the end of the game, you are going to have quite a bit of cleanup because you got to take all the cards out of the sleeves that you did. And there is quite a bit to it. I'd say setup takes about 15 minutes. And table size, well, it's going to be a big table hog. You have the big board in the middle. Each player has their own player board. These cards are oversized in a good way. You have this, you have the big box itself. There's a lot to this game, so setup and table size, both going to be quite large. But now let's go into the gameplay, and that's where this game, once you get the rules down, it really does kind of shine. I like having you start off with most of the games, you're going to have 3 cards unless you're going to draw up to 4. But you have these little chips that, remember, each card has a maximum of 3 slots. So you're going to choose like the order that you do things in. And once you get kind of to the end of the game where there's 8 or so things to choose from, and you get to sleeve a card and do that action, you really have to plan your turn. You may put some people down and take them up in the exact same turn just to kind of combo some of these actions. This is a very combo-tastic game. There's a lot to this game. There's a lot of combos that can happen out there. You don't want to kind of spread yourself too thin on these cards that you can buy. Kind of like Aeon's End or any other deck building game that you're going to have. You don't want to spread yourself and buy one of everything. You're really going to want to focus on a couple and decide that's the way I'm going to go for the turn. Turning these neutral cards are really neat. Do you turn them before the opponent? Because once they're turned kind of to your side, they can't be taken by the opponent. However, every time the opponent wants to use one of your cards or one of the ones you turn, they have to pay you. So it's one of those nice, I want to turn these cards quick. So the opponent has to pay me if they want to use those. Drafting out of the middle is neat. Drafting, getting the different cards is neat. Killing these monsters on the side, this was kind of an interesting thing. How they attack is so many cubes fall down, and once there's so many in a 2-player game, it's 6 or more of the cubes. Whoever has the most color down there, that's who they attack, and the attacking is very easy. Can you defend? If not, you just move down on the track. You lose victory points in the end of the game. But on your turn, you can attack one of them. So if you can defeat it, you take the cubes out of the back. Out of the bottom of that one, and you get kind of their reward. So it's, do you want to have an attacking kind of build that you're going for, or do you want to just defend and build up a lot of money and influence that way? A lot of different ways to play this game. This game comes with just a ton of these slips. All these slips are just, they're all going to be different, unique. They're going to give you different ways to play. And these are the ones that are going to go on the outside of the board. So there's quite a bit of those. It's just, it's a really neat system. However, the rules were just not good. The rules were very bad. Really had to dig through and say, what am I doing? Once you kind of get the flow, it flows pretty easy, but it's very easy to forget something in this game. Whether it's, did I slip a card this turn? Did I, drop my cubes? Did I get my cubes for the turn? Oh, did I get this goodwill or influence when I put it out on the board? Just very little rules that you can forget while playing this game. Other than that, though, the gameplay itself flows very well. And by the 8th turn, you have some really nice combos you can play. So is this game good for 2? And I will say it is pretty good for 2. We did have a good time. However, I would not play this game at 3 or 4 because the AP at 2 was plenty. But my actual favorite way to play was 2-person with the solo Atoma, which added some more card play in the middle, which added a little bit more, I can let that attack go, because the Atoma ran pretty smoothly, and it gave you that sense of a third player without the AP of a third player, and kind of gave you that really back and forth. When my wife played, We went 2 different strategies. The Atoma picks up random cards here and there. And when you're deciding to pick up cards and which ones to skip and which ones to choose, with that extra little third player in there, it makes a big difference. This game would be very good with 3 or 4, but the length of time is going to increase with each player. This is not simultaneous play, so you need to wait for each player to go. Also, the cubes that fall, probably higher player counts. You don't have enough time to react on some of these, and defense becomes pretty important. But with 2, we really did enjoy it. The back and forth, I don't really want to use your card, but I kind of need to for this. Or, I'm going to go kind of this strat. I'm going to kill this monster before you have a chance to. It was a neat game. It's kind of a deck builder in the sense of there's not always player interaction in the deck builders. In this one, there's still not a ton of player interaction. It really is a solo hand management with other players kind of intervening in the way. So Edge of Darkness, a pretty good solo game, a pretty good 2-player game. Makes it a little bit better with the Atoma. Not my favorite deck building game ever played, but definitely a very unique one where you'll be slipping these cards, changing some of the neutral cards to your side. There's a lot going on in this game, but essentially it's a deck builder at heart. Card crafting system really neat. Really enjoyed it with 2, but just it didn't quite get to like the great level when we're done playing this game. So that's our review of Edge of Darkness, and until next time,